Right. Um, it's day 70. It's day 70 of our 450-day challenge. Staying consistent, sharing my market analysis with you guys. See where we're at. We just had this drop happen for the daily time frame. Price dropped from the high of 4,416 down to 4,334. Um, I can't remember. I have to go back and watch, but if you guys go back and watch the previous video, day 69, I believe I called the sell from here yesterday. At least I know that was my idea, right? At least I know that was my idea behind it was to sell from here. Um, you see we're hitting the zone. So this trend line that I have, this white trend line that I have going across here like this, we haven't broken past this trend line. It's like we keep getting rejected right here at this trend line, which is at around 4,433. We keep getting rejected at that level multiple times this month. And if we are to continue to go bullish, we would have to break above this level and retest on top of it, not get rejected and retest from the bottom. By getting rejected and retesting from the bottom is a sign of correction, is a sign of change of character. You know what I mean? Is a sign of reversal. So yeah, so I placed some sales yesterday, um, kind of towards like London Open, um, and I closed partial profits and I let the rest run. End up closing over 100 points in profits. Over 100 points in profit is what I ended up closing. Um, Today is day 70, and I also want to mention that I have officially hit my goal for this month. And so I'm really proud of myself for that. Can't really share like the dollar amount of what my goal was or the point amount what my goal was, but I can let y'all know that I officially achieved my goal this month. Um, but I'm not gonna stop trading. I'm not gonna stop trading just because I hit my goal. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna take smarter trades. What I am gonna do is make sure I protect my goal that was achieved by not over trading and by not um putting myself in a position to lose what I just made, right? If I just achieved my goal and I just made what I just made, I don't need to be putting myself in a position to lose that, right? Now, when I do trade, you do have to take a risk, right? So I am going to risk, like 5%, 10%, but I'm gonna be watching it heavy, using, tight stop losses, stuff like that. Just making sure I'm protecting what I just earned, right? Um, and I have a compound plan for each month to where my goal will compound. And so that's the goal. The goal is to compound my goal and make more next month, right? So the fact that I hit my goal this month is really good. I just want to stay consistent and keep taking smart trades, keep dollar cost averaging, and keep just staying ahead of the game, staying ahead of the game using proper risk management, and things like that, so we're in the month of August. One thing I want to like talk about for this video, for day 70 is, you know, I talked about over trading, like trading too much during the week, and I've been actually getting better at that. So that's another thing that I'm proud of myself for. Post in the comments. Let me know if you guys hit your goal for the month. Let me know if you guys are getting better at certain things for the month, right? Let me know. Um, but yeah, I'm just sharing this with you guys. My trading update is last month I was struggling with trading too much. I was struggling with over trading. I was trading too much during the day, too much during the week. So now when I look at my portfolio and look at my stats and stuff, um, my trades have gone down. The amount of trades that I'm taking have gone down. I've been being more cautious of that, and that's good as well too. And what's crazy is that still right now, when I look at my like history and stuff, the weeks that I didn't trade that much are still my biggest weeks. So just because you're not placing a whole bunch of trades doesn't mean that you won't have a big week. You know, like there's been times when I would, for example, here's an example. There's been times where I would place at the end of the week, I would have like probably 30 to 40 trades, literally 30 to 40 trades for the week. And yeah, I'll probably be in profits, but just a little bit of profits for the week, right? And then there's times where I would have just probably like 10 to like 15 or 10 to 20 trades for the week, and those would be like my biggest weeks. You know what I mean? So I'm keeping it like that. Right now, today's Tuesday. I'm at like probably like 7 trades so far. Um, and I'm already, I'm having a good week. You know what I'm saying? Having a really good week. So now let's get into the chart. I again, so like I said, we have to cross above 44, 44.33. We have to cross back above 44.33 if we're going to be bullish. So if you guys are interested in buys, don't buy until we get back above 44.33. All right. Until we get back above 44.33, don't buy. And if you buy 44.33, you could put like a 100-point stop loss at 43.33 and you should be good to go. Other than that, we want to continue looking at sales. We want to continue to see where this retest is going to go. Another area you can buy at is in between this support zone right here or in between this support zone right here. Because the question is, is this just a healthy correction for us to continue going up? Or is this a turning point to where we'll be coming down and taking out this low right here? That's the question. Is this a turning point to where we'll be coming down and taking out this low and dropping below $4,000? Now, if you guys are watching my video for the first time, you know that overall we know, and this is not financial advice, nothing I say is guarantees for educational purposes only. But we know that overall gold has to make its way back down to the $2,500 range to properly create the bottom structure after the time that it had broke past its resistance, the $2,000, the 5-year $2,000 resistance level. It's never came back down and created a proper bottom structure since breaking out in 2024. And broke out in 2024, went bullish for the last 2 years, and has never came back down to the $2,000 range that was a 5-year range, that is now the support range. It's never came back down to create a proper bottom structure um, off that range. It's never came back down to retest it. So I believe that's why we're having these strong reversals right now here at the top. Having these strong reversals right now here at the top. And up until this point, I was preaching a lot about us looking for a lower high, us looking for a lower high around this area, right? And that's what I'm still looking for. Still trying to find a lower high. There's a chance that this could be the lower high right now. There's a chance that gold can be rejecting from here, and this could be the lower high right now, and we could start heading back down to below $4,000, back into the $3,000 range. So there's a chance that we could be heading back down to 37, 38, 35, just stuff like that, but we don't want to get too ahead. We don't want to assume too much. We still want to be reactive, right? We still want to be reactive. We don't want to be too biased. We still want to be optimistic, and we still want to be reactive to the market, right? So if the market's going down, we want to follow it. If the market's showing change of character, like it's going to reverse and go back up, we want to follow that as well too, right? Um, I will be looking for buys if we drop a little bit further. I will look for buys. If we drop down to like 42.50, 42.40, somewhere around this range, I will look for buys. I will expect, the chance of gold still going up to all-time high is still on the table. But like I've always said in my previous videos, the longer we take to go up higher, the less likely we'll go up higher. The longer we take to, and the thing is I talked about we're now in August 18th. It's now August 18th. We're almost done with the month of August, just like that. Like time is flying by fast, right? Time is flying by fast. And I talked about in my previous videos, I talked about the fact that if we don't hit $5,000, if we don't hit $5,000 by September, then we're most likely not gonna hit $5,000 until we come back down to the $2,500 range. You know what I mean? We're most likely gonna be bearish going down, right? Um, so that's just what I'm thinking, gang. So I have this yellow line drawn up that shows that hey, we could kind of rally up here, but I'm not sure if that yellow range is gonna happen. And also I talked about the fact that when we do start dropping, this is a daily time frame, but if I go to like the monthly time frame, if we zoom out and we look at the monthly time frame, this this correction right here was a 4 month correction, and it started from $5,362, and it dropped all the way down to $4,022 in 4 months. In 1 month, this red candlestick right here in 1 month went down from 5,370 down to 4,100, 4,100. So in 1 month, this candlestick dropped over $1,000. It dropped over $1,000 in 1 month. So if we had to get down to 2,500, that's less than that's around like 2,000 and some dollars, right? Gold can literally drop down to 2,500 in less than 3 months. In less than 3 months, if it wanted to. All it takes is three nice red candlesticks, three decent ones. It don't even have to be crazy, just three decent red candlesticks, and gold can tap. And it like we don't need a body candlestick close at 2,100 or anything like that. We just need it to come down and tap this bottom structure, come down and tap support. We don't need to be having a body candlestick close at support. We don't need to come down to support and consolidate at support. We don't need to come down and sit down at support and sit at the support level for months on end. We just need to come down and tap it, and then we can start going back up again. So for gold to come down and tap the $2,500 range and the $2,100 range, it could do that in like 3 or 4 months. It could do that in 3 or 4 months. So I still think what's happening on the table right now is I think August is obviously going to close out bullish, right? At first, beginning of this month, we wasn't sure if August was going to flip bearish or not. But now we're seeing it. We're seeing where we're at. Obviously, it's going to close bullish. It's going to close green. Um, we don't know if it's going to go any higher from here. We don't know if August is going to go to 45 or 46. That's still possible as well, but we don't know, right? We don't know. Um, for the month of September, September can also be green. September can be green. We don't know how high September will go. September could go up to 4,800. September could go up to 4,800. If September goes up to 4,800, then yes, October can wick. We can have October tap 5,000. We can have October tap 52,000. Um, I think after explaining August, September, and October, I think October will be like the top for gold, and November will probably be the turnaround. That's a scenario that I'm looking at. I'm looking at October being creating the top, whether that's going to be a lower high or a higher high, whether it's going to be all-time high or a lower high. We're looking at October being the top and November starting the downtrend. That's that's my assumption. That's my opinion. Um, but nothing is guaranteed. Anything can change. September can flip. September can flip bearish, and then October could flip bearish. September could drive down $1,000 down to 3,300 in 1 month, and then October could drive down, and before you know it, we could be at 2,500 by November. We could be at 2,500 by December. So we don't know. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. You know what I mean? So at this point, we just want to stay sharp, just continue reacting. Like I said, I hit my goal for this month already, for the month of August. So just want to continue staying sharp. Now it's time to protect the account. Once you hit your goals, once you hit your profits, that's when you need to start protecting your account um, until you find a new target, until you figure out your new target, until you figure out your new goal. Protect your account at all costs. Don't get wiped out, don't get stopped out. Don't over leverage, don't over trade. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. Shout out to you guys for watching the video. Shout out to everyone that's been with me for the journey. It's day 70, man. Staying consistent, man. This is what we do. I'll see you guys on the next one. Wishing you guys nothing but much love, much peace, much abundance, much prosperity, much joy, much success. All that, man. See you on the next one. Peace.